Hello, making a random fucking video because I felt there was something important to talk about and just get this thing out of the way. We've been sort of baited. There's no surprise there. You get that a lot, I guess, but I don't know. I know I get baited and stuff sometimes. I wanted to call out Hoyoverse because in light of recent events with like game awards and stuff, and also how many good changes they made in Genshin Impact, I really think they're ready to take another big step. And that's simply put to do with the monetization of the game. I always hear the biggest contention and controversy which will forever make Hoyoverse games in controversial hell is that they're gachas. I don't think that's really an uncommon complaint. I think everyone has that complaint to a certain extent. I think some people have sort of Stockholm syndromed it a bit, so they've just sucked it up, accept that as the thing, and yeah, that's dangerous. But it pissed me off that there's 3 games now making record-breaking revenue and they're not even attempting to change it in one game. It's like, okay. Because they had this opportunity with Natlan and Genshin Impact. Like, you could just turn characters into like microtransactions and refund all the players who rolled, because you've got that history. And, you know, problem solved. Like, you could try characters as microtransactions. Like, seriously. You have that risk to take. You're a fucking multi-billion-dollar company, and you don't need to make any more games. It's just silly how they're not even attempting this. And that's mainly my call out here. Yeah, I think Darway, the CEO, he said in a speech or something, or as she said it during the live stream of 5.0, he's listened to people's requests and stuff and complaints, and surely among them, one of them has to have been the gacha, because that would be my immediate one. But fuck all the other issues. I think the gacha is probably one of the biggest. It's like having this chance to get a character that costs people money at most times. Well, it cost me, it could cost me like 15 or £25 a month at worst. Technically it's less because of 40-day patches pretty much. But that's chaotic and not a healthy thing for the game, let alone the players. Which is also an ableist issue, like able-bodied and disability. People have different problems, and that's a huge thing. Like, people sometimes can't control spending, and that's the problem with the gacha. And you have a gamble that you can take. Just take it. Pretty simply, like, try a different monetization system. Because you only know if it's going to work by the amount of players who take it in. So, like, for example, if you charge, I don't know, £25 for a character in Natlan or something, well, that's a bit ridiculous. It's probably going to be a lot better than rolling on them via gacha, and players will probably suck it up more because it's more accessible. It's a more reasonable thing, and also if you stop making the characters limited, players won't fucking panic buy. So you got that to consider. And like with premium gems and stuff, they still have a use technically to buy those characters, and they could be more expensive for that matter. Like, make it 20,000 primos for a fucking character or something. Or even a weapon. Like, there's plenty of ways to fucking monetize the game, and with how many things are in it, characters, weapons, why aren't you fucking having this option to just buy them outright? Like, hello? Do you even play your game? Do you even play it from like a fucking working class backgrounds like many HSR employees should, because they're fucking working on the game. It pissed me off, seriously. It's just such a simple change to make, and they just don't make it. And these games would be instant recommendations if, because they're still free to play, if you just outright buy the characters. I'm not saying like buy them outright as in, I just pay straight out money as well. I'm saying like crystal top ups, like they still have a place. The Welkin and stuff, blessing, whatever, that still has a place in the games. So yeah, I don't think it's stupid at all, really. Like, if you could get weapons cheaper, actually, that'll make things more worth it, to be honest. Like, you can buy the characters you want, don't necessarily need, you can have a collection or something. Free to play a game, it's not a bad investment. Like, there's different ways around it. And I did sort of figure out the sort of worry that I guess Hoyoverse might have with a different monetization system. And that's simply the FOMO, as in the corporate FOMO. I'm not saying like player FOMO, which is different, because obviously we get that. But the characters aren't disappearing, they'll rerun eventually. But the main problem is the fact that it's a gacha, and Hoyoverse is scared of losing out on making money there, even though they've got tons of it already. But yes, that's pretty much the summary of it, I think. But it is a risk, I have to say that, but you need to try it. Or just even experiment, like release Natlan characters as buyable and permanent. That's simple, seriously. And you know, the amount of new players that I would attract as well, who sort of play as a character or even look into them and buy them, even though some of them can be shit. They're still getting a character they like. And they don't have to wait, they don't have to rely on luck. It's a no-brainer, really. You know, I certainly would buy a character I liked and enjoyed, even if they didn't play well. I could still try and make them work, in a sense. You know, characters like Garnier, which Amelia we need more characters like, because she's technically a main DPS and sub DPS, but if you can make more characters like that, that'd be fucking incredible. Because these characters are future proof, because they're so flexible. And again, that's like one of the silly things with the design itself. Some characters are designed to be stupidly good, like Nouvelet. He will disappear one day and disappear from relevance because he's just not good enough at damage, and that's the sad reality of it. But if you manage to engineer these characters to either have two roles at once where you can switch them, like the Traveller a bit, or have their kit be basically a sub DPS or main DPS option, like Garnu or even Rain and Shogun, then that's future proofing. That's like a no-brainer sort of thing. And hopefully I'm not asking too much here, but come on. I think people want to invest their money in good ways, and for Genshin Hongo's sake, I don't think people want to still buy the Welkin and stuff and Battle Pass, as I do. Technically speaking, I spend more than 15 each month, because I get in Hongo Star Rail as well. And that's only so I can get the characters I need and not necessarily the characters I want, which is a different thing. Which is again the disadvantage of a gacha. And as I've said years ago when I first started playing this game, with all the characters you get from rolling on it, you don't need to worry about fucking how much money you make from a fucking banner. Because there are limited resources in the game, but players have no incentive to build them. Either because they don't have the character, or because there's a bigger, better character out there. So again, if you could just buy them, what's the problem? It's just dumb, really. Even Honkai Star Rail made some progress in that, but didn't do anything on it. They just made the other the standard characters' signatures appear on the store, and that's it. And they're not very good, unfortunately. So, yeah. I think I'll end that here. I'll try to make a video out of this. That's like, I need to make the thumbnail and stuff. It's got a lot to do. For some reason, this is an hour of the evening. Yeah. That's how it was. Damn it. Could do better.